welcome back everyone. I'm the Blonde Fox, and let's continue playing some more Tales of Arise. Okay, so where we last left off, we were interrogating Shion whenever we found out she was a Renin, and she has this thorn thing that attacks anybody that touches her. And then we started getting attacked by Renin soldiers, and so we need to evacuate the premise. Between parts, I did go ahead and collect all of my DLC stuff that I had. I'm gonna leave it on for the time being, because it does give you a bunch of artifacts that give you a bunch of bonuses. If they make the game too easy, I'll go ahead and turn them off, because you are able to turn these off at any point. And I won't be using the DLC weapon just because, again, it'll make the beginning of the game way too easy in my opinion, giving me 100 to each stat basically. But yeah, so without further ado, let's get back into it.
Enemy attack!
An ambush. Renins are here? I have to find an exit and get the hell out of here.
If the Bright Eyes arrest you and try to make you rat anyone out, you have two options. Either break out or find a way to keep quiet. Permanently. Okay, you're an intense lady. Darn it, what the hell are the lookouts doing? How did Balsa's men ever find this place? Okay, so apparently I'm not gonna go out that way. Let's see.
Anyone who
So
can
much
fight,
death.
grab a weapon! Damn! How did they find out about this place?
Anything? Like I said, you gotta check every nook and cranny. I don't think there's anything in the beginning here, but you never know. These type of games. Darn it, if it wasn't for that armor the Bright Eyes wear, I would totally take them one-on-one. They're just ordinary Renins underneath. There's nothing else that's special about them. But all the machinery in their armor makes them way bigger and stronger than they otherwise would. I hate it. Those guys play dirty. Okay, so their armor makes them stronger.
Have these kinds of battles been going on this entire time?
Darn it, the Bright-Eyed woman took advantage of all the confusion and broke out.
I just didn't know.
Okay, so Shion escaped. Leave everything inessential behind. We'll make do without one way or another if we make it out alive. It's no use trying to take on the armored soldiers like this. It'll only mean more casualties for us to deal with later. Ooh, man. Let's see.
Stop right there! Oh, it's just a Denon. You there! Where's the Renin girl who was here?
Well,
Spit it out! I want an answer, insurgent!
how's this for an answer? Go to hell!
You dare address a Renin armored soldier that way? I'll show you embedded!
Okay, combat. So the Tales of series has some of the, in my opinion, some of the most fun combat out there. It's kind of simplistic, but also not. Because once you really figure out all the ins and outs of it, you can make some really cool combo attacks and do some really cool stuff. But it's pretty easy for a beginner to pick up. So normal attacks, press R1 to perform normal attacks. You can string 3 to... At first, you can string up to 3 normal attacks together, but by learning certain skills, this limit can be increased. Characters can also attack in mid-air after jumping. Arts. Arts are special actions performed by spending part of your AG, your arts gauge. Those are the little diamond things above your health bar. Press triangle, square, or X to use the art assigned to each button. While AG will gradually restore automatically, it will restore more slowly when attacking. Okay, so when using normal attacks, your AG gauge restores slower. Push L and press R2 to evade an enemy attack. If you time it well, as an enemy attack is approaching, you'll perform a perfect evasion, allowing you to avoid taking any damage. Okie dokie. Pretty straightforward.
Fuck or die!
So much for playing nice. Alright, we're up. A real fight. Still, I have to do this. I won't go quietly. You must try harder.
Aha, dodge out of the way. How do you like that? And then of course I get hit. Luckily in the tutorial here, it doesn't look like I actually have a health bar. You see, pretty simple combat, but really cool looking.
I won. I actually beat one of those Renin soldiers. I've got to keep going. I have to survive this no matter what.
Anything? Nope, nothing back here. Yeah, like I said, the combat isn't too overly complicated, but it later on you can really do some really cool combos and everything, and mix and match stuff, and they'll get in more to that later. But again, the Tales of series has one of my favorite combat systems in it of all time. It's just so much fun. It's really easy to just sit there and, like, I would level grind by just fighting tons of mobs just because it's so much fun. Don't try to take on any armored soldiers yourself. You don't have a chance in hell of winning. Poor guy. Ooh, scary doggy. Eek. Haha, dodge ya. Okay, let's fight. Yeah, there's no bonus for, like, getting behind him, I don't think, or anything. Okay, so I can change who I'm locked onto. I want to take out the dog first. And if I tab L1, it locks onto the closest enemy. I think I don't take damage in the beginning because I'm not doing so hot. See, there we go. That was a nice combo. And then, of course, again, I get hit. Oh, I'm out of AG. Get behind him. Smash attack. Haha, dodge. Like I said, very flashy, fun combat. I thought that woman was completely unarmed. How the hell did she get a weapon? Not that I'm complaining, it saved my ass, that's for damn sure. Okay, so it sounds like Xion got a weapon and is helping people, I guess? Or is she just trying to escape?
Xion v. Mayor, I'm Maris Daymore. I hereby detain you in the name of His Excellency Lord Bolson.
Damn
Throw
it,
down
I was
your
so
weapon.
close. What the? You've got some kind of death wish? Those are armored soldiers you're...
Shut up and get out of here while you still can!
Step aside, slave. These are Renan affairs you're meddling in.
Hey!
We've got a better chance working together. Besides, I don't much feel like being indebted to a Danon.
Fine, suit yourself.
Awesome. Combos are actions strung together with no gaps. Normal attacks have a set limit, while arts can continue until AG runs out. Normal attacks count separately on the ground and in the air. Using an art to go between them can thus extend a combo. During a combo, if the same art is used multiple times within 4 actions, its penetration will decrease and enemies will recover from it sooner. Continually doing so will raise these penalties, making arts half as effective at their harshest. Okay, so don't try to use the same arts over and over again.
I call my own shot. Just stay out of my way and we'll get along quite well.
Ooh, he can use magic. Uh-oh.
New for me if you hadn't noticed.
That
Don't
hurt.
expect any promises.
Yeah, I am not doing so hot at all, come on. There we go, Xion. Kick him in the butt. Well, shoot him in the butt. There we go.
Why did you help me? What could a Danon like you possibly gain from helping a Renan like me?
Trust me, I've no great love for Renans. I guess I'm just not as consumed with hatred as some...
What?
Have we met somewhere before?
Me? Friends with a Danon? Can't say I've had the pleasure.
Well, when you put it like that, yeah, silly question. I don't remember anything about my past. Don't have any clues to go on either. Not even my own face.
Let me get this straight. You don't know what you look like, but you thought I might somehow recognize you?
Something like that. Guess my helping you back there wasn't as self-sacrificing as I made it out to be. Besides, I can't feel pain anyway, so it's not like...
Wait, you really can't feel pain?
Yeah, it's just another thing I don't have. No pain, no face, no memories. I only know one thing about myself. That's that I'm a slave.
What about your name? You must have one, right?
Iron Mask. Got the name from the person who found me. Said that this way I wouldn't forget I had a real name out there somewhere.
I see.
So where to next?
Outside, silly. What do you think we fought all this way for?
Yeah, she's
Stay
a little
sharp.
she's
We're
a little
going
rough
in.
around the edges, but she seems really nice. That was pretty funny though. Basically thinking that she would recognize me whenever I don't even know what I look like myself. Yeah, expecting her to know what I look like. But that was pretty funny.
Can you even see out of that thing? Like, at all?
Of course I can. How else do you think I managed to avoid tripping everywhere I go?
What is that thing anyway? It doesn't look like anything Dan and I've ever seen.
Beats me. I don't remember anything about my past. When I came to, I was already wearing it. If I could get it off, I would. Damn thing makes it hard to eat. And I can't scratch my face when it itches. It's the worst.
Honestly, I'm just impressed you've managed to survive this long looking like that. I'm sure you attract attention wherever you go.
Most of the other Danans don't pay it any mind. It's in everyone's best interest to just keep their heads down, focus on their work, and pretend they don't notice.
What about the Renan soldiers? Didn't they notice?
The guards? They're more the kill first, ask questions later type. Be in the wrong place or step out of line and you're dead. Mask or no mask. That said, as long as you keep your head down and don't cause trouble, they mostly ignore you. Honestly, sometimes they don't look all that keen to stir up trouble themselves. A friend of mine said it's because if they kill us without a good reason, it could delay the work and put them behind schedule. At that point, it'd be their necks on the line. You should know more about all that than me, though, right?
I don't serve any of the lords. But I see what you mean. After 3 centuries of Renan rule without much upheaval, it's possible the soldiers might be losing their edge. All this trouble we've caused might be the first excitement they've had in a while.
Well, I don't plan on getting killed for their amusement.
So those little cutscenes, I didn't mention it before I went ahead and clicked it, but those little cutscenes will pop up every so often, and they're little conversations between the characters and everything, and give some backstory or just some fun dialogue to kind of build up the characters and make them feel more connected and alive, and it'll just pop up at the bottom right, and I'll try to go through all those whenever I notice them. So yeah, let's continue forward. With Shion backing me up this time.
Glad to see you made it. I heard you managed to escape, but I didn't expect to see old Iron Mask with you. In any case, we're all wanted by the Renans. It'll be easier for everyone if you both just come with me.
Where are the others?
They're waiting for us up ahead. Come on.
Stay where you are, dissidents.
Just look at all these soldiers. How badly did they want to destroy this hideout?
Apprehend the traitor! Slaughter the rest!
Look out!
Shion! Shion!
A blazing sword. But how?
Impossible.
The Master Core. He was embedded within her all along. No matter. Kill her if you have to. Just retrieve the core. Attack!
You okay?
Your arms!
Oh, yeah. How about that? Guess it's just as well I can't feel it, huh?
You're not in agony? Wait, are you serious?
Hold still.
Huh?
It's one of my healing arts.
A sword that sears the hand of he who wields it, and a healing art to mend. A man numb to pain, and a woman whose very touch deals nothing but.
Thank you.
All right, let's rout the bastards and finish them off before the surviving stragglers have a chance to regroup. Iron Mask, you coming?
Definitely. I'm not about to go back all that way alone.
So I guess you're not planning on releasing me, huh?
Sorry, you're coming with us.
In that case, there's one thing you should know. No one uses that flaming sword without my say-so.
You needn't worry on that score. I doubt many of us could get close to it in the first place, or would want to.
The blazing sword. It just might be strong enough to match the power of a lord. No, maybe even to surpass it.
Are you sure you're okay?
What do you mean?
Your wound. That soldier nailed you pretty good. Not to mention those flames bursting from you.
They only hit my master core, so I'll be fine. And the flames weren't even hot. It's probably because they're just a manifestation of the astral energy. Honestly, I'm more surprised that you really are incapable of feeling pain.
Did you think I was faking?
No, I believed you. I guess seeing you stay calm while bearing those burns to your hands just really made it hit home for me. It's ironic. I have no problem hurting anyone who touches me. But as soon as I try to wield that sword, it's me who gets hurt.
Do you wish you were impervious to pain too? You realize you could burn your fingers off without even noticing, right?
So what? All I need right now is power. And up until now, I haven't come across anything stronger than that blazing sword the whole time I've been doing this.
You really don't care what happens to you as long as you get what you're after, do you?
Don't talk like you know me.
Ah. You... You're right. I don't get you. I don't get why you're so quick to throw it all away. Not when us slaves have never had a choice in whether we lived or died.
You befriended Shion. Yeah, I wouldn't really call that befriending, but I get the idea. She's now part of our party. And Zephyr teamed up with us. Shion's fighting style. Shion specializes in gun-based long-range strikes and astral arts. Use her to hit enemies from a safe distance, and use healing arts on allies with low HP. Healing arts cost CP to use, so mind your CP total. When auto mode is enabled, Shion will primarily target flying and astral art wielding enemies, as well as foes with lower HP during combat. Okay, so basically she's our long-range healer. CP are cure points. Arts with healing and support effects consume cure point CP in addition to AG. CP is shared across the party and can be restored with items or by staying at an inn or campground. It can be raised by leveling up or finding specific items. I guess they implemented that so we don't spam healing and support moves. As in past games, you could pretty much just spam them non-stop. Okay, is there anything to pick up around here? Let's see. Whole lot of nothing, it looks like. Yep, whole lot of nothing. Okay, let's go ahead and move forward then.
Our cover's been blown here.
Oh, this is the way we came. Never mind then.
Base.
Going the wrong way to begin with. Okay, so up the hill. Okay, it's quiet. All you hear is flames. That's eerie. Like I said earlier, this place looks literally like hell. Land of brimstone and swirling ash, Orbis Calaglia.
That's...
Glanamede Castle. Stronghold of Lord Balsef, self-imposed ruler of all Calaglia.
I've never seen it from this close before.
That's it, all right. And next to it are the Gates of Fire. Take a good long look while you still can. That wall is what we've come to tear down. The only thing standing between us and freedom.
Freedom.
Let's go.
Okie dokie, so I was right, that wasn't. So I guess Lenicus is the planet up there then, maybe? And the big planet is Rena? And then that's the castle, yeah, okay. I think that's how it goes anyways. Let's see...
Be careful. If you get close to a Zoogle, they'll attack.
Making contact with an enemy... Yeah, basically touching an enemy initiates combat, we kinda already know that. Changing controls during combat. During combat, press the options button while in the menu to change your character's control mode. Semi-auto automatically moves until an attack range, manual is full control, and auto fights based on set strategy. Semi-auto mode is designed for players who only wish to casually dabble in combat, meanwhile manual mode is for those seeking full control, while auto mode lets the game take the reins. Okay, so I usually play in semi-auto mode, just because I find it a lot faster. I'll sometimes, because you can switch it at any time during combat, I'll sometimes switch it to manual mode whenever I need to specifically use an ability from basically whatever range I feel like using it from, or whenever I need the better control, but most of the time semi-auto works just fine. And I don't really like auto mode, but I haven't played with it too much yet, so... But anyways, yeah. So you just open the menu and there I can change it. So I can switch characters now, but what I think I'm gonna do is each episode I'm going to play as a different character. That way you can kind of get to see all the characters as they progress and everything. So right now I'll just stick to playing as Iron Mask, but in the next episode I'll play as Shion. So let's get right back into the combat. And then Zephyr's just, he's not a befriended party member, so he's not part of the party, but he'll still help us in combat. There we go, Shion's doing a lot better now for helping than she was earlier.
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
Let's see.
Don't fight any enemies you can otherwise avoid, alright?
Makes sense.
So once it's
If we try
avoid
take
and climb
them
up
all
here.
on, there'll be no end in sight.
You sure won't hear me complaining.
Ooh, there's some ore over here. And I don't rock.
What a weird stone.
I sense a strange power from it. We should gather as many as we
Okay.
can find.
I know they said don't fight enemies you don't have to, but I want to fight everything, just because, one, the combat's really fun, and two, I want as much experience as possible. So there should be... So, enemies like this have two different lock-on points. You can lock onto the crystal on their back, and if you break it, it'll cause... See, there it's giving me the description for it. Weak points. So it'll actually deal more damage and knock them out. So on big enemies like this, you want to do that in order to take them down easier.
Whoa, take a look at that.
Treasure! Some life bottles, those are always
Seems you
useful.
found something good. Supplies like that are valuable. Never overlook them.
Got it. I'll remember that.
Let's stop a moment to catch our breath.
But I've barely worked up a sweat.
Speak for yourself. What do you want, a medal? Doesn't look like we're being followed. Fail to grab these rare moments of quiet when you can. You'll end up regretting it later.
You're the boss.
Camping out. Resting at a campground will restore your party's HP and CP. While resting, you can watch skits and cutscenes that you've previously viewed.
Normally,
Zephyr, why aren't you concerned about who I am?
you feeling left out, son?
No, it's not that. But
You said you wanted to fight so that you can live a free man. At this point, that's all that matters. Even if it somehow turned out you were a Renin, it wouldn't be such a big deal.
a Renin?
Until we know who you are, we can't rule anything out. Besides, we've already got Shion with us. At this point, what's one more Renin as long as they're on our side?
So you don't see every Renin as an enemy?
Our goal isn't to hunt down and kill all Renins. We only arm ourselves as much as we need to set ourselves free. If you can believe it, not every Danon agrees with what we're doing either.
Are you saying we have enemies among the Danons?
Not quite. They're just not up for rebelling, per se. The thing you have to remember is that everyone has their own path to walk.
I'm not sure I understand.
That's okay. Just focus on what we have to do right now. However, the time will come when you'll need to decide what to do for yourself.
How come you don't have a scar on your hand?
A scar? What do you mean?
The Crimson Crows all tore off their own spirit cores, right? But your hand doesn't show any signs of ever having a core like theirs. Why not?
I don't know. I don't remember anything about myself from before Doc found me.
Seriously? You have that mask, you don't feel any pain, and you just happen to know how to fight with a sword? No way. You must remember something.
I'm not lying if that's what you think. Believe me, I wish I knew who the hell I am. But I don't. It's funny how I didn't have any time for soul searching while digging up rocks in a mine.
Still.
Are you saying you've told us everything about yourself?
Zephyr.
It's bad manners to pry when you've got plenty to hide yourself.
You're not gonna ask me about my past too?
Only when I think it's necessary. You're a real man of mystery, I'll admit. That said, I'm not one to dig around in someone's business just out of curiosity. If you remember something and feel like sharing, you're free to do so. For now, I think that's good enough.
Right. Thank you.
So this whole you not feeling pain thing, is that for real?
Why would I lie about it? And why would you care anyway?
No, it's just, you know, I can't imagine what it's like, that's all.
As a slave, I'd say it has its advantages and disadvantages.
Oh?
On the upside, when Renin soldiers push me around, I hardly flinch. The downside's that I get injured without even noticing. Which means I could be knocking on death's door and not even realize it.
Really?
Sure. I may be numb to pain, but that doesn't make me immortal or anything. Still, I wouldn't have noticed any of this if someone hadn't pointed it out to me. If not for my fellow slaves, I'd be long dead, lying in a ditch somewhere.
Well, that was some good backstory. So basically, he knows nothing about his past. Zephyr doesn't hate all Renins, which is a good point. Their goal isn't to just kill every Renin. Their goal is to basically fight back against the ones oppressing them, and to side with any of the ones who are trying to help them. Which, again, makes total sense. And then Shion can be really nice, but also really pushy and a bit standoffish, so that's all we know about him so far. So let's go ahead and rest up for the night then.
A Master Core, huh? Now I see. So that's why Balsef's cronies were so desperate to catch her.
Is that what it's called? The jewel in her chest?
Oh, right. You don't remember a damn thing, do you? Ah, fair enough. Guess it's time to fill you back in. Tell me, you ever wonder why we Danons are made to work ourselves to the bone, day in, day out?
Well, when you put it like that, I always just assumed we were mining resources for them.
And don't you think it'd be quicker if they used all that high-powered tech they have? Why go to all the trouble of relying on weak human labor? Listen, what the Renans are really after isn't resources or minerals. It's astral energy. They're harvesting the astral energy that sleeps inside all matter in life forms. And they're doing it the same way they have for the past 300 years, using us Danans as mere siphons.
Right. They have machines for minerals, but extracting from Danans requires spirit cores. Any astral energy collected passes through a spirit vessel on its way to being stored in a master core.
But why go to the trouble of collecting all this energy in the first place? Do they really need all that juice just to use astral arts?
It determines the Sovereign.
Sovereign? Is that the Renan ruler?
Exactly. 5 lords, each doing whatever it takes to gather as much astral energy as they can and store it in their master cores. Whichever of them manages to accumulate the most power at the end of their contest is crowned the ruler of the Renan motherland. A new crown contest, as they call it, is held every decade or so.
So you see, the Master Cores are the receptacles in which the Lords store their power. And we Danans are sacrificed, so the Renans can choose their new ruler.
That's insane! You're telling me that's what our people have been dying for this whole time?
Relax, hero. You're not the only one who's bent out of shape about the whole thing. There are 2 things that I haven't been able to get my head around yet. What business would a Renan have stealing a Master Core? And what's the deal with that blazing sword?
I think the sword is a physical manifestation of the Master Core's astral energy. As for why it took the shape of a sword, well, I don't know any more than you do. Honest.
And that stuff about needing your permission to use it? What was that about?
I'm the only one of us who can control the Master Core to some extent. Without me to adjust the flow of astral energy, the sword can't take a physical form.
What do you want out of this? You may be one of them, but you don't strike me as the ruthless oppressor type.
I'm going to take down all of the lords.
Never thought I'd say this, but I like the cut of your jib, Renan. Very well. As far as we're concerned, the struggle continues either way. And with that sword on our side, our chances of victory just increased. That is, of course, assuming we can count the 2 of you in.
Fine by me. After all, it sounds like we're after the same thing anyway.
Honestly, I'm still a little confused by all this. But if it's a choice between this or going back to being a slave, then I choose to fight.
Then it's settled. Together we'll overthrow the Renan Lords. And first up on that chopping block is Balsef, the wild beast. Sound good?
I've gotta hurry.
We have another secret hideout in Ulzebek, not far from here. We should be able to meet up with our comrades there.
Well, that was really messed up. So this whole slavery thing is specifically just for them to choose their next ruler. So they kill people and work them to the bone just to harvest from them. That's just really messed up. But good to know that Shion isn't one of them. Anyways, we're gonna go ahead and call it there. Go ahead and save before I forget. So we'll call it there for now. And next time we'll continue onward towards Uzlebek in order to meet up with the other Resistance members. And yeah, continue on our journey to take down the Lords with Shion, I guess, is our new objective. So thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, remember to like it, subscribe if you want to see more from me in the future, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time, see ya!